Merry Christmas, everybody. It is the high school game of the week. Leuzinger High School, Lou House, and they are welcoming in the Hawthorne Cougars. Good evening, everybody. Along with Rufus Washington, I'm Lou Stowers, and it's a crosstown rivalry game, but boy, are there a lot of similarities between these two teams, plus a new coach.
There absolutely is. And first of all, starting with Leuzinger, their new coach, Arturo Jones. Talked to Coach Jones a little bit earlier. He says, you know what to expect from us. And the reason he said that is because he was Reggie Morris's right-hand man, not only here at Leuzinger, but when Reggie went over to Redondo. So he's bringing that same style of basketball here. Can't wait to see it.
All right, and to talk about the Hawthorne Cougars, it's Cynthia Esqueda. Cynthia, what about these Cougars? A lot of question marks.
Oh, that's a very exciting night tonight. We have visiting team, Hawthorne basketball team, and we have Coach Jello very excited to win tonight's game. After a consecutive game loss streak, we're patiently waiting for us to take a win this time around.
All right, Cynthia, and Coach Gray said that a lot of question marks, and they only have two guys coming off the bench tonight.
Exactly. He's real short. When you go and playing varsity basketball with only 7 guys, that's a tall order. First thing I ask him is what kind of defense you're going to play, and of course that's pretty obvious. You can't play anything but zone because you can't run your guys out. He thinks, though, that they should be 7-1. They come in with a very impressive 5-3 record, so they're off to their best start in Coach Gray's 3 years at Hawthorne.
That's right, and Arturo Jones thinks that the Leuzinger Olympians should have a better record as well.
Yeah, definitely. Leuzinger has struggled a little bit early, but they've been playing some really tough games, playing some really great tournaments to start off. And most of all, the first game for Arturo Jones in this building as a head coach is going to be electric in here for him as well. And I know he's feeling just as nervous as the players.
All right, Sebastian, thank you very much. And Rufus, this is going to be a game of who is going to finish the ball? Which team is going to play 32 minutes?
Exactly, and it's going to be a challenge for both teams because they both have a lot of inexperienced players. Each team only returns 2 players from last season, so they're both having to build around a whole bunch of new guys. They have their own system, and for both schools and players on both teams, we wish them nothing but the best, and this will be a good local test in front of a lot of fans.
All right, yeah, this is a game to see who's going to get the Star Wars toy or the lump of coal tonight, right?
There you go.
All right, it is rivalry week right now on CityTV, and we'll be back with the tip-off right after this.
Hi, I'm Donnell Beverly from the University of Connecticut, home of the 2011 National Championship Yukon Huskies basketball team, and your Leuzinger Olympians.
Beverly around the back, follow-away jumper, good, beautiful shot.
It wasn't too long ago that I was playing basketball right here.
I just want to thank him for having me here. I'm honored to play here.
And the Huskies are the top dog in 2011.
Winning the NCAA championship has always been a goal of mine, but so is getting a great education that will last me a lifetime. You can achieve your goals too. All you have to do is work hard and dream hard, and you can do anything you put your mind to.
Courtside with Rufus Washington. Welcome back to the game of the week on CityTV. It is rivalry week. The Leuzinger Olympians and the Hawthorne Cougars. And the Olympians come in at 3 and 5, and there you see them. A lot of unfamiliar faces tonight, as are the Hawthorne Cougars. As we talked about it in the pregame show and also with the coaches, a lot of question marks. And tonight we'll have a lot of answers because a lot of these kids know each other, right?
Absolutely. And another thing is that's why you play the preseason, Lou. Again, as with all high school athletics, it's your league season that matters the most as we see the starting lineup for the Hawthorne Cougars being introduced.
Dennis Gibbons, the shooting guard, number 2. Number 3 is Devin Brown. Number 10 is Christian Brown, a small forward and the captain of the team. And number 11, Carlos Jacobo from the football team. Boy, did he have a good end of the season. And number 20, Learis White. The head coach of the Cougars is David Jello Gray in his 3rd season. Brandon Grant is his assistant. And last year they were 5-21 and 1-9 in the Ocean League. So they've already surpassed or equaled their total number of wins from last year.
And as Coach said, he felt like they should have been 7-1.
That's right. For the Olympians, number 1, Terrell Williams, a 5'10 junior. And there's Terrell now. And number 11, Kayvon Fair, a 6-foot senior guard, averaging almost 7 points a game. Number 13, Tyler Ridley, at 1 forward, 6'4" sophomore. It'll be interesting to see what that young man, he's built like a basketball player.
Yep.
Number 23, Damani Washington, a 6'3" junior, the leading scorer at almost 11.5 points a game, 4.7 rebounds. And number 5 was Christopher Williams. He was the first one introduced, a 6-foot senior. And the Olympians are 3-5. They've lost their last game, and they're in the Pioneer League. Last year they were the champions at a 16-13 overall, 8-2 in the Pioneer League, and lost 61-56 to Tahquitz in the Division III quarterfinals. And who are our officials tonight?
Officials for tonight, getting ready to toss the ball, is Robert Greer. If you recognize the name, that's because he also works the gridiron in addition to the basketball court. And his partner tonight is Manny Gomez.
And the coach of the Olympians in his first game on CityTV as a head coach is Arturo Jones. Greg Anderson, Patrick Cleveland, Mikhail Matthews, and Edward White are the assistants. And the tip goes to the Olympians, and Terrell Williams has it. And we're underway at Lou House. Ball picked up by Fair. Now over to Williams. Over on the wing, a 3-point shot to start off the game is in and out by Fair, and picked up by Christian Brown of the Cougars.
Brown, one of those 2 returners, the other being Jacobo.
And a cut in, almost lost the ball, but it's recovered nicely by Brown. And almost stolen away. It is stolen away. Here comes Washington, and it's stolen right back. Jacobo with it with a one-handed pass, and it's picked up, and a nice athletic play and a layup for Devin Brown. So the Cougars scratch first. Down underneath to Ridley. Ridley powers his way in, the sophomore. And it's taken away by Jacobo. Jacobo, the football player, so he should have the strength advantage. And now the ball's bounced underneath. And Fair had it. Kevon Fair had it. Let's see who gets the ball. It goes to the Olympians with 6:46 left in the first quarter.
And for 1 minute and 14 seconds, we've seen a lot of action already.
That's right. Not a whole lot of scoring. There's the Damani Washington. I'm really anxious to see him. His first look in the varsity uniform.
That's a travel. Okay.
They'll call it a jump ball.
Well, they call it jump, and that's one of those where it just depends on the official. No disagreement with the call by Manny Gomez. It's usually either a travel or a jump ball. He opted for the jump ball on it.
Davion Crowder, who was a starter last year for Ali Pervaz, comes off the bench for Jones, and he comes in for Williams. Ball is tipped. Brown still picks it up. Follow-away jump shot by Jacobo, a little short, picked up by Fair. Probably going to see a lot of this young man this year, especially if he makes those shots. Rebound is tipped and taken by Brown. That's Devin Brown. Stop and go try, won't go in, but the rebound is put up and in
by Christian Brown with the score. And Hawthorne on the road, short road though it may be, still leading by 4-0 here in the early going.
Trying almost to steal underneath, but now the ball is laid up and in. Count it, and one for Terrell Williams. So I believe the Kristen Brown with his first personal, first team foul. And Terrell Williams is 4 out of 9 on the early season from the line. 44%, that's 1 percentage point higher than the team average at just 43%. But he makes that one and get the 3-point play. Lead pass, and that goes to Gibbons, but it was too far ahead. Now Brown has it, puts up a wild one, won't go down. The rebound is ripped out by Kayvon Fair. Fair wanted to go up for 3. But Brown was there to defend.
And as expected, Hawthorne showing a 2-3 zone defense. Again, because they only have 7 guys in uniform prepared to play tonight. And with that nice tip put up and in by Terrell Williams.
He has all 5 of Leuzinger's points. And the ball goes out of bounds into the Hawthorne Spirit squad. So 32 seconds left on the Cougars clock, 5:04 left in the game clock, and the ball is tipped out of bounds. And it will be the Leuzinger ball as it was tipped out by Brown. There you see Kristen, the 6'1" senior. Ball inbounded by Christopher Williams, gives it off to Davion Crowder. Crowder gets it back. Back over to Williams. Crowder to Ridley. Goes baseline, and did he step out of bounds? Yes, he did, so he turns the ball over. So 1 turnover each, Rufus. And now I guess we have seen everything.
Right.
Substitution, out goes Crowder. In comes Rodrigo Saldana, a 6-foot junior.
That's one of the luxuries that Coach Jones has, is that he has a deep bench. And of course, with the type of defense that he expects his team to play, he's going to need a deep bench because they pressure the ball all the time.
White has it. Now a 3-point shot from the top of the key, just off the mark by Gibbons. Rebound taken by Kristen Brown, puts it up and in. Count it. And one.
And let's see
White.
We'll see who they give the foul to. Number 11, that's Kayvon Fair.
There is White with his first bucket of the game, looking for the 3-point play as the Cougars get the lead back. And he does. So 2-point lead on a chilly Tuesday night in Lawndale. Should be in the 40s again tonight.
And for some reason they got the air on in here instead of the heat.
Either that or the doors are all open. With a now nice spin move by Jordan Caldwell. And he puts it up and in. The big 6'1" junior looks like a load, Rufus, as he ties up the ball game. And that one goes in by Kristen Brown. 4 points for Kristen. And a timeout. Arturo Jones didn't like that. A 30-second timeout called by Leuzinger.
And that's what they'll do. You know, again, you see something quick that's not the way we want it to be, we stop it right now, we get it corrected. And that's even on the offensive end as they were going north. The timeout was called, as you noted, because of a defensive miscue. But it's like, no, we got the ball. Let's take a timeout and get this straightened out right now.
So, an impressive pedigree, this new Leuzinger Olympian coaching crew. You know a lot about them.
Well, they are. I mean, they've been around the program for forever and a day, most of them came up in it. And as I said, Arturo Jones, most importantly, as the head coach, the HC, and that's what he said to me in the pregame. You know what I'm going to do because you've seen us do it for years.
Fair for three from the corner and buries it. And that gives the lead back to Leuzinger and the travel. Turnover by Brown.
And I got to tell you, Kayvon Fair got away with a foul on that one because the contact is what caused Brown to go down.
Fair is fouled, so it didn't go both ways, and David Jello Gray didn't like the call. So 3 shots for Kayvon.
And if that foul is on Brown, which it appears to be, that's his second foul.
First one is in. Fair is now 3 out of 6 on the air from the line. Makes the next one. So both of these coaches know that they have to make their free throws because it just wasn't working out. They know that that can win a ball game. And right there, 3 out of 3 for Kayvon Fair. That gives him 6 points. Fair with the steal. Fair with the layup.
Wow. So Kayvon Fair has exploded for 5 quick points in about 7 seconds. And now the pressure of Leuzinger starting to cause some problems for the Hawthorne Cougars.
And that's,
wow, 10-second violation.
10-second violation, yes, sir.
And again, that's what pressure does against the team, and that's what Leuzinger is vaunted for. Again, a new team, only 2 returning players, having to start from scratch. 3 guys who would have made a difference: Devin Newton, Christian Odionu, and Darian Williams, all of whom left the program. I talked to at least one of them. I won't say by name, but he told me himself that he wishes he were back.
Well, yeah, because it's going back to the roots of the Reggie Morris program, which all of these kids, when they were little, played in those summer tournaments.
Yep.
So yeah, when I was talking to Coach Jones, he said that he wanted to return it to that culture of Leuzinger basketball, defense first and quickness.
And it'll take a year or 2. Same thing as it's taken for Coach Gray. His first 2 years were tough years. Just looking at the squad that he has right now, we can see a complete difference in their style of play as that ball goes off of Devin Brown. It'll stay Leuzinger's possession with 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Kayvon Fair sits down, and back in is Damani Washington. So now you've got your big guys out there. This is the big lineup, if you want to call it that.
And you read my mind because we have seen.
That was off of a rebound, I guess, because it did hit the hoop. And I guess Williams gets credited for the basket.
Shot clock went off, but the ball actually hit the rim and players stopped playing. And that's one of the things that coaches will teach you. You got to play to the whistle and not the horns.
So was a foul called on that?
Yes, there was a foul call against number 34 for the Olympians.
Okay, that's Jordan Caldwell, his first personal, second team foul.
And then there was a basket scored on the other end
for Terrell Williams.
Okay.
The ball is taken out of the air by Williams, throws the pass too far, and it's stolen back by Jacobo. White with it. Over to Banks. Derek Banks back in. A nice cut in, and that's going to be 2 shots for Devin Brown. Damani Brown with his first personal, 4th team foul. And going to the line is Devin Brown. Or is that only 3 personals for team? in the ball game. Back in the ball game is Saldana for the Olympians. So he misses both. So right now the Olympians are on a 10-0 run. Make that 12-0 run. And who scored that one?
That was Christian Williams, number 5.
Christopher's first bucket of the game. Long three-point shot and buried by Gibbons. Davis Gibbons with his first bucket of the game. That snaps a 12-0 run.
And they're going to have to take a number of shots from the outside because they don't have the size to go inside against this Leuzinger team.
Ridley's shot is blocked out of bounds, and they'll keep possession as bringing the ball in is Saldana. Off the inbound pass, off the glass. Davion Crowder for 3. So a jump ball. Now that was a 3, right? So should it be 23 to 20 or 23 to 12?
You mean the last shot
was a 3-pointer, unless they gave him only 2.
No, I only gave him 2. That's okay. That's what I had. And the possession arrow is incorrect. I'm glad that the officials noted that.
Okay, so inbounding the ball right in front of us is Larius White. Coming down to 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Lots of good basketball and a good put up and in by Hawthorne.
Looks like that was Larius White. And we're finally down to 30 seconds here in the first quarter.
It's been a long one.
Exactly.
Ball dumped down low to Ridley and didn't get the foul call. Wow. Now he does, and 1 for Tyler Ridley. White with his first personal and the 3rd team foul. Checking in the game for the Cougars, number 24, so 24 to 14 is our score. And Ridley coming in. 9 out of 25. Makes that one. With 3 points. Coming down to 10 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Give and go. And a wild shot won't go down. Ridley comes down with a rebound. Here comes Crowder on the run. Gives it to Caldwell. Caldwell wants to go all the way. Up and under, a playground move. Won't go down, and the buzzer sounds to end the first quarter of play. So the Olympians sneakily pulled away. Well, actually, that 12-0 run that they had really helped out.
Because Hawthorne actually had the early lead. Hawthorne at one point led 4-0. And so another way of looking at it is that they got outscored 25-10. But like you say, it was the run that got it going. And a part of what contributed to that, again, is that for Hawthorne, unfortunately, until they can get some more players from somewhere, it's a war of attrition. You know, they simply cannot keep up with, at this point, the pressure, the relentless pressure that Leuzinger puts out.
Let's go to Cynthia.
Hawthorne Cougars were leading in the first minute of the round. Now they're behind 15 points. We have to get up in the game. I don't know. Sorry. Got it.
Okay, the second quarter is about ready to get underway.
So Cynthia makes her maiden voyage as a sideline reporter. A little inexperienced, but those things get worked out over time. Right. She'll be okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, she has a face for TV. I mean, what can you say?
Well, I have a face for radio, so. Coming into the ball game is Hanson Clark for the first time, a 5'8" freshman. If he's 5'8", I'm 6'2".
Right.
Coming in averaging almost 7 points a game, though. And probably 135 pounds soaking wet.
You took it right out my mouth. I was going to say, they don't list his weight. And let's see who they're going to get a foul to here. They're going to give the foul to number 20.
That's 20, that's White. So the 4th team foul and the 2nd one on White. Shot won't go down, the rebound comes off, and back come the Cougars. Well, it's not Aaron Gomez, he's not playing, but shots tipped around and finally taken by Saldana. Getting loose, and with the reverse layup that won't go down is Terrell Williams, and the rebound is being fought for, but is it going to be a foul on Fair?
Foul's going to go against Fair.
So that's Kayvon's 2nd personal, and should be the 5th team foul. Well, we'll find out. Little defensive pest is Clark as he ripped the ball out of the Cougar ball handler. Good defense by the Cougars again. Crowder getting a hand on it. That's why how Jacobo could go on the other side of the center line, but now it does go out of bounds and the Cougars turn it over.
Well, it was tipped by an Olympian when it went across the line. That's why there was no backcourt violation. But one of the things that Hawthorne is going to have to do, they've got to come meet the ball. Leuzinger is too long and too quick to try to skip passes across the court.
Wide open underneath is Saldana after Jacobo went for the block. Gets his first bucket of the game. And Leuzinger steals the ball. Clark dumps it down to Fair. Top of the key, a long three-pointer. It's buried by Davian Crowder with 5 points. And a timeout called by Jello Gray.
Yeah.
6:21 left to go in the second quarter, in the first half. And it looks like we're getting ready for Sebastian Spencer. And let's go to Sebastian.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Coach Jones talked about 2 guys that he wanted to get into the flow of the offense, and that was Kavion and Davion Crowder. Those are the 2 seniors that are returning from this program, and they both seem to be getting a great start right now. We'll see if they can keep it up in the second half.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian. And Kayvon leads with 8 points. Terrell Williams with 7 for the Olympians. And those 2 combined have more than the Cougars altogether.
Let's see what adjustment the Cougars make coming out of the timeout. Once again, they've got to bring guys to meet the ball. That's what I just spoke about. You know, there's too much length for them to try to go across court. That tip put up and in, you give it to anybody.
Saldana with the tip.
And that's who I was thinking as well.
But Clark almost made the layup. And the rebound is taken by Crowder. Gets it to Fair. Needs some help. Gets it back over to Saldana. Clark with it now. Cuts in on the wing. Stop and go. Throws it away.
One, you just got to slow down at this point. Let's see again.
Nice pass, but couldn't finish it off. And that was Deshaun Oliver, the last guy off the bench. So they've played all 7. Fair with it. The Cougar that has to stay fresh, and the blocking foul probably going to go on Devin Brown. It's his first personal, 5th team foul. Christian Brown is the Cougar that I think really has to stay fresh all game.
Right. Well, if they're going to have a chance against these guys and the way they're running, these guys being Leuzinger, all 5 are going to have to stay fresh the whole game.
That's true.
Yeah.
And Arturo Jones was telling me before the game, Rufus, that although he's only been with the team for about 3 months, that all of the Olympian basketball players hit the weight room. So that's a good sign that everybody is on the same page, wants to be part of this Jones era, the Arturo era. Brown gets bumped by Washington, and he's going to pick up the foul. That's his second, 15 foul. Should be out of bounds. It didn't look like a shooting foul. And it is. And Christian Brown will inbound it to Gibbons, to Devin Brown. Back to Christian, goes down the lane. Nice play to get by Washington.
And that's Hawthorne's first basket in a long time, Lou. In fact, the first basket in 3.5 minutes here in the quarter.
That ball is blocked or just muffed. Fair picks up the rebound to Crowder, and layup and in by Williams.
Excellent execution by Leuzinger on the 3-on-1. And quite frankly, the defender really didn't have much of a chance on any 3-on-1 that's run to perfection.
So a little more than doubled up. The last basket that Hawthorne scored was late in the first quarter.
And already they've been outscored here 9-2 in the second quarter.
Scored by Christian Brown, who leads all scorers for the Cougars with 6.
He has 6. Learis White has 5, and 2 apiece for Gibbons and Devin Brown.
Well, this is our only game, our only basketball game in 2015 for the new season. So hope you're having as good a time as we are.
Well, it's a chance for us to iron out a few things as well as see, again, a good local game.
That's right. 3-point shot put up. A little bit too much of a line drive by Gibbons, and the rebound taken by Ridley. And is that a jump ball? Now they need to replace one of the lights in the possession arrow machine.
Well, and the other thing you're supposed to have or should always have is a stick arrow. You know, you got a woodworking shop. All you need is that and some red paint. You know, and boom, you have an arrow.
Backcourt violation after the pass went awry. 6th turnover on the Cougars with 3:49 left in the first half. Bringing the ball across is Christopher Williams. Kayvon Fair with it into the corner, give and go, and too much.
Wow,
a blocking foul, so Damani Washington will go to the line.
And the foul's going to go against Deshaun Oliver.
That's his first personal, 6th team foul, so that puts the Olympians in the bonus next foul. Zamani gets his first bucket of the game, or his first point of the game, I should say. He is 15 out of 26, make that 16 out of 27 from the line.
Boy, and it's the little things that count so much. Good shot put up, 2 good looks at it. Lawndale just could not get it to go down. And here's a foul that's going to go against number 3, Devin Brown. And that's going to be his second.
That's bonus time, at least it should be. Guess not. Should have been.
Well, it should be because the board shows 7.
It is. Shot goes awry, and Washington gets the rebound. Tyler Ridley, very impressive with the reverse layup try, won't go down. Rebound off the glass, taken by Ridley again, going up. And he'll get a couple of shots. No, they're going to call it a jump ball. Arturo Jones says, that wasn't a jump
Yeah.
ball, Robert. But so it will be.
Right.
And so the possession arrow still facing Leuzinger with 3:08 left.
Well, they're going to get it, and I think what they've decided to do is that they turn it off because now the arrow should be off.
Well, the arrow should be pointing to Hawthorne. Coming down the lane, blew the layup was Christopher Williams and is picked up by Derek Banks. Banks gives it to Brown with 2:45 left in the half. 3-point shot taken and made by Dennis Gibbons. That's his second 3 of the game.
Makes it a 36-19 game with 2:30 left. And no sooner than we say that,
Said Washington.
Damani Washington stretches it back out to a 19-point game, so they've doubled up on the Hawthorne Cougars.
That's Damani's first field goal of the game, and a foul's going to go on Christopher Williams.
Good call by the official on that.
Sixth team foul. Crowder comes back in. Out is Williams.
Jacobo comes in, and out goes Derek Banks. And for, Coach Gray, all he's trying to do is substitute, like you said earlier, for the guy who just looks the tiredest. Let me get somebody in for a moment to give him a breather. One of the other people, it's a constant shuttle for him.
Well, these Olympians are, even though they're up 19, they're diving all over the place for balls on defense, Rufus. And pressing and double, triple teaming, and Christian Brown makes the layup there, and he has 8 points. With 2 minutes left to go in the first half, Washington's three-pointer goes awry. But coming down with a rebound, it was on the line. So Leuzinger had the rebound, so they turned the ball over.
Got to dribble against it. Good. They break the pressure, and only to throw it away.
Christian Brown couldn't find Devin Brown.
Which is something they can ill afford are the turnovers, Lou. I mean, every possession, particularly offensively, for these guys count. And because they're down by 17 with 1:43, they've got to make every defensive possession count as well.
Ridley goes around his man, was tripped
travel.
up, and they call it a travel.
So that's one that goes in their favor. Quick substitution as number 24, Oliver, goes out. And coming on the floor for him is Learis White. That's on the Hawthorne side of things.
Inside and just passing it, and Kevon Fair gets his 10th point of the game. With 1:20 left to go in the first half. Christian Brown with it. Waits for everybody to get back on side. Now wants to go down the lane. Does, and lays it in.
Wow. Brown is a good-looking player in any program from what we've seen so far.
Washington's heating up. His second 3, Rufus. Or actually, that's his first 3. He has 7 points, his second field goal.
43-23 our score. Under a minute left here. Once again, going to the basket is Christian Brown.
Shot taken from the foul line. Right elbow won't go down. Washington with the rebound. Like him, too.
And again, that's one of the problems for the Cougars. Not enough size to be a factor on the board.
Damani Washington, a very thick 6'3", just a junior. Saldana with the 3. That won't go down. It's tipped around, taken by Williams. Now 3-point shot put up again with 9 seconds left to go. Crowder didn't go down. Williams gets it. Nice pass by Saldana underneath. 11 points for Terrell Williams as time runs out. And that one was almost good. on the Hawthorne side, but a 20-point lead going into the locker room for Leuzinger.
And again, the big thing there, Hawthorne playing with a lot of heart, but not enough size to be a factor on the boards. And boy, Leuzinger just dominating them on the boards, in addition to playing that vaunted Leuzinger defense, trapping, playing 94 feet of basketball, fast break basketball. Boy, Arturo said we'd see that, Coach Jones that is, and that's exactly what you're seeing.
That's right. So 20-11, Leuzinger outscoring the Hawthorne Cougars in that one. And we saw Damani Washington really start to heat up there towards the end, getting a three-pointer after he got a two bucket there, and two-pointer. So, yeah, it's an outgunned Hawthorne Cougar team and a very athletic Leuzinger team, but that's what we've come to expect from Leuzinger.
Right, but it's only halftime. And
That's
even
right.
though the score is 45-25, I know Coach Gray's going to take his guys in. They're going to attempt to regroup, and we'll see what the second half brings.
And we'll get that right after this.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't, because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's one every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Back here at Lou House, 45-25 is our score. Leuzinger over Hawthorne. Let's go to Sebastian.
You know, guys, one of the players that's going to be a key for Leuzinger is Damani Washington. This is a guy that actually played really good during the season and for them in opening tournaments. 23 points in one game, 17, and then 0 the next game. A little bit of inconsistency. Coach Jones said he's been trying to get him on the right track. If he is on the right track, then this Leuzinger team can go. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian. Is Leuzinger going for the rebound, but Hawthorne gets the offensive rebound. Jacobo with it. Now over to Brown. Christian Brown has it. Goes down the lane. Puts up an off-balance shot. Rebound by Devin Brown. And nice energy by the Cougars as they almost get their third offensive rebound. But Ridley goes down. Let's see who the foul is going to be called on.
No foul. He just landed out of bounds.
Okay. So the ball will go back to the Cougars. And with it is Gibbons.
But the length of Leuzinger forcing them to alter all of their inside shots. And once again, Leuzinger forces a turnover.
Williams has it. Washington from the top of the key bounces off the iron. Offensive rebound by Terrell Williams. And Washington gets the rebound off of that, but it's stolen away by Christian Brown to Jacobo. Back to Brown.
Good decision by Jacobo. Give him a big assist on that.
So that's 14 points for Christian Brown. Long pass broken up, stolen away. Fifth turnover as Devin Brown gets it to Gibbons. Didn't want to go up against Ridley, but still on the mismatch. Dribbles out of trouble. Just picked up by Christopher Williams. Brown has it. Goes up with one hand and he's hammered. So Christian Brown will get two shots at the line. As the foul was on Christopher Williams, his second personal, first team foul. Christian Brown, leading scorer for this Cougar team at 14, misses the first one. He had, that was his first free throw tonight, Rufus. 6 points for Dennis Gibson, 2 for Devin Brown, and 5 points for Learis White. And Christian Brown flying out of the rafters, trying to get that. And their energy right now is notched up into fourth gear.
Well, here's the point. It's a minute and a half in the quarter. Question is, what's their energy level a minute and a half gone by, what's their energy level when there's only a minute and a half left in the quarter?
So they need to take advantage and put the ball in the bucket. They've only had one in a little over a minute and a half, a minute 37. Ball outletted to Terrell Williams, and now to Ridley, but a little short. Washington gets the offensive rebound and throws it out of bounds, trying to hit Terrell Williams underneath.
By my count, that's 3 turnovers here in the second half against the Olympians.
So timeout on the floor, a full timeout. And that goes against Leuzinger early in the second half. So let's go over the Leuzinger scoring. Terrell Williams in the first half with 13 points. Davion Crowder with 6 points, 2 3-pointers. And two for Christopher Williams, 10 for Kayvon Fair, 3 for Tyler Ridley, 7 for Damani Washington, and 2 for Rodrigo Saldana, and 2 for Jordan Caldwell. So we'll see how long it takes for the burner to be turned up underneath Leuzinger's fire.
Well, I think that timeout was all that it took to get it going for them, although some changes have been made on the floor for the Olympians, so they come out of timeout with a virtually completely different squad.
Wilfried Bloomfield, number 14 in the ball game. Also back in, Hanson Clark Crowder back in the ball game, Caldwell in as well, and number 21 Anthony Hamilton for his first appearance in the game, and he comes up with the rebound along with Rodrigo Saldana. So a completely new 5. Arturo Jones didn't like what he saw, so he said, sit down and watch, fellas. Clark gets it to Crowder.
Crowder, the one guy with experience that's out here on the floor, and Clark stepped out of bounds over on the sideline. Once again, our officials for tonight's contest are Manny Gomez and Robert Greer.
Ball stolen away from Christian Brown by Crowder. Tries to go all the way and a little bit too hard off the glass. And knocked out of bounds, or going out of bounds with it, is Anthony Hamilton with 5:29 left to go in the third quarter. Coming across the line is Brown, Devin Brown. Gets it to Jacobo, who's going to be a big part of this game this season, a big part of the Cougars game this season.
Oh, he absolutely is. You know, one of the questions I asked Coach Gray, I was like, Coach Gray, you couldn't get some other guys from the football team to at least come out? Whoa.
There was a block right there.
Good call by the official, Robert Greer. Wasn't sure if he was in position to see it, and that's the only reason he wouldn't have been able to make the call, but he actually saw it and made the call.
Second team foul, first personal on Davion Crowder. Skips it across, and a three-point shot taken by Christian Brown. Look out below as Jacobo comes up with the rebound. They've been getting the offensive rebounds this quarter, Rufus.
Now a foul's going to be called against the Olympians on the ground. That foul's going to go against Anthony Hamilton.
It's his first personal. Third team foul. Jacobo will inbound it to Brown. Brown gets it to go in. Well, you're giving them enough chances, and they'll get it to go in, Rufus. 16 for Christian.
And they cut the deficit to 16, which was 20 at the half.
Coming down to 4.5 left to go in the half, or the quarter, I should say. Hamilton with it. Little bunny jumper won't go down in the hole. Caldwell with it, gets it off the glass. No. Rebound is fought for, and it should go to Hawthorne.
Well, it's going to be a foul called on the play, and the foul's going to go against Jordan Caldwell.
That'll be his second and fourth personal, or fourth team foul, excuse me, as White will inbound it to Devin Brown.
And of course, Coach Jones with the luxury of this 16-point lead, letting some of his key players sit and watch, as you said, because he wasn't happy with their performance. But I can tell you, he won't hesitate to put them back in.
Oh,
and now you're
they
going to
did.
have the same thing, player control foul against
Christian Brown. And he's saying maybe Caldwell took a dive.
Well, but the point is he lowered the shoulder, and that's what got the call. And that'll get the call against you every time.
So along with that, the personal foul, that's 3 on Christian, as the rebound is to Deshaun Oliver. And Saldana with the steal on the pass to Brown. Here comes Clark. Peels back, gets it to Caldwell. On the move to Hamilton underneath. No. By Crowder. And the rebound is off, and back come the Cougars. Behind the back to Brown. Brown off the glass. No. Too much spin. Caldwell comes down with it. Gets it out. Saldana racing out. We got a foot race here. The smoke's coming off the varnish. Crowder trying to make it fall and does off the glass. 9 points for Davion. First bucket of the half for the Olympians. And Crowder over everybody. Devin Brown and Hamilton gets it, and the ball is out of bounds, but Crowder was tripped up by Devin Brown, and he gets called for his 3rd personal.
Hawthorne, again, said it once, said it twice. Their biggest problem right now, one, is the paucity of players that they have. They only have 7. And at this pace, I mean, Leuzinger is just running them in the ground. As you can see with 3 minutes left, that's what I was telling you. The difference isn't how they start the quarter, it's how they finish. And with the few players they have, it's a struggle. Plus, they don't have a lot of size, and Leuzinger has also controlled the boards against them tonight.
Well, Hawthorne replaced 1 Cougar. Leuzinger replaced 5. As Fair gets it, and 1. He has a dozen now, Rufus. Derek Banks with his first personal. 3rd team foul. And Leuzinger's broken the 50 mark in the 3-point try by Kayvon Fair. And gets it to go. So Kayvon with 13, and Leuzinger's doing pretty good on their free throws. Williams.
And so we have a turnover each way on that trip.
Dribbled it out of bounds, and so it'll be Hawthorne ball.
11 turnovers here in the quarter. 6 by Hawthorne, 5 by Leuzinger.
Ball is stolen out of White's hands. Then Washington puts it up and in for his 9th point of the game. Long pass, nicely done. Givens for 3. Little short. Rebound, ripped down by Washington. Coast to coast, nope, gives it off to Terrell Williams, but he is stuffed by Learis White.
Yep, and Learis picks up a foul for his efforts, though. It'll be his 3rd of the game, but really not much choice to accept to contest the shot. As you can see, he goes up, boy, gets a lot of ball, but gets him across the arm after the release.
Terrell Williams shows why he's only a 44% free throw shooter. Christian Brown, after a quick rest, comes back out. White takes a seat. So 3 Cougars with 3 fouls. In and out. Rebound, though, taken by Ridley, and he'll get 2 shots at the line.
Wow. That foul goes against number 11, Carlos Jacobo.
That's only his first, 5th team foul. We still have 2 minutes left to go in the quarter. So Ridley coming to the line, hasn't scored since the first quarter, but he's been a beast down low. Now that was get out the glue time. He almost broke the glass. 9 out of 25, just 36% from the line. Makes that one. So 54-29, 2:09 left to go in the half, and the ball is stolen. Rebound is being volleyballed for and taken by Christopher Williams, who gets it back from Terrell Williams. Fair skips it back to Terrell. Now down underneath to Ridley. Good defense by Hawthorne. Ridley gets it back.
Just size.
What a nice put up and in. 8 points for Tyler.
And the size of Tyler Ridley made all the difference in the world. Now we've got a 5-second count against against Hawthorne, and that'll constitute another turnover. So they've got 9 turnovers here in the quarter, Lou, with 1:35 left.
Ridley gets it back out to Washington. Stops, the little buddy won't go down. Ridley gets it up and spins it up and look like a replay of what we just saw. 10 points for Tyler. On the inbound, full court pressure by Leuzinger, and it goes off of Kayvon Fair.
And now Coach Gray says, I need another ball handler in here, so he brings Devin Brown back, and out goes Derek Banks.
With 1:15 left to go in the quarter, Davion Crowder comes in, and he'll replace Terrell Williams. So it doesn't matter if it's a 29-point lead, Rufus. These Olympians are going to work on their game. And again, that ferocious defense just sucking all the air out of the Cougars' sails. Ball is inbounded, and got a foul going to be called on Christopher Williams, I believe. Yep. That'll be his third. 5th team foul, so it'll be out of bounds underneath the basket.
And this weekend, Leuzinger travels to Oaks Christian High School.
Wow. And all Kayvon had to do was come down and hit something, and he did.
And they'll play in the Oaks Christian Holiday Classic against the likes of Burroughs, Cleveland, and San Gabriel Academy, and with yet another opponent to be determined in that tournament.
So that was the third personal on Kayvon. Christian Brown with a nice move. Now he has 18 points in the ball game, and that snaps a huge run by the Olympians. A 12-0 run again. And a layup and in by Kayvon Fair. Kayvon with 15. Brown with it, and he actually Gibbons with it, and he puts it up and in. He said, I better put that up there in a hurry, Rufus. 8 points for Gibbons. Ridley with it, straddling the center line, wants to go all the way in, and does, but he's fouled.
Hard foul given by number 10, Christian Brown. That's going to be his 4th.
That'll put Leuzinger into the bonus, although it's a shooting foul anyway.
Sound like he said they gave that foul to number 3.
First one is in.
Okay, so we'll change that.
Did you actually hear him, or is that what you was thinking?
Well, actually, I thought it was Brown that had fouled.
Rebound is finally taken down off the offensive miss by Washington. Christian Brown had it, gave it off to Gibbons.
Brown comes up limping just a little bit, as if though he may have a cramp. Moving pretty good so far.
Almost lost it, but picked back up by Jacobo. Nice behind the back pass, but can't finish. And it's out of bounds, and it'll go to Leuzinger off of White.
And Jacobo does a good job of passing the ball. I think he's got to get a little more offensive minded. Coach Gray having a couple of choice words for the official, maybe working himself up to a technical. And so, whoa.
Kayvon Fair missed everything, and the buzzer sounds to end the third quarter of play, 61-33. Now let's go to Cynthia.
It's been a very exciting game here at the Leuzinger home game. We have Hawthorne behind 30 points and Leuzinger leading with 30 points. Leaders like Christian Brown and Carlos Jacobo will help turn around this game in the second quarter. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Cynthia. 16 points scored by Leuzinger and 8 points scored by the Cougars in that quarter. So you saw the defense, and even though they, here comes trouble.
A Beckles sighting in the house.
And Rolando Beckles, along with their teammate Mookie from the prep school. So they all here, they're in the house. And Mookie was telling me at halftime that he doesn't get to play with Delano and Rolando.
Well, Delano was on
Very
the
much.
team for a while.
No, they are on the team, but the coach doesn't put them out all
Gotcha.
together.
Yeah,
I said if he was smart, he would put y'all in together. Speaking of smart, Russell Westbrook gave a bag of money to UCLA, and I guess it was has your bank account grown? So.
Hasn't
So
it
he gave it to the Bruins. So you need to show a little love back over here. So Arturo Jones says, "Oh, trust me, I've called him." So that was Davion Crowder, and now
that shot was put up and in by Gibbons.
Oh, Gibbons, sorry. I can't tell black from white here. So Gibbons has 11 points now.
25-point ball game. We're starting the fourth and final period. A game in which Leuzinger has virtually dominated from the word go. Lawndale had an early 4-0 lead.
Hawthorne.
After the Hawthorne, excuse me. Wow, I'm already at myself. I'm thinking of the old days.
You're in mid-season form.
Yeah. Hawthorne had the early 4-0 lead, and boy, that was the last time, one of the last times they saw the lead.
Gibbons just missed. Caldwell coming down with it. Jump ball. Possession arrow says Greer to Leuzinger.
When it's off, it goes to the right. Just so you know. That's, I've sat here and I figured out the code. Now see,
Leuzinger did buy a bunch of towels, so they got that. Look out, Saldana. Almost went head over to Tea Kettle.
That foul will go on Carlos Jacobo. That's his second.
And puts the Olympians in the bonus. So Rodrigo Saldana will go to the line. Okay, so we finally got towels for the Olympians. Now we got to get a light bulb. Santa, bring us a light bulb. There's Jelly saying, Santa, bring me a player. Rodrigo makes his first free throw. He has 3 points.
And the key is that was the front end of a 1-and-1. Game like this doesn't mean a whole lot, but boy, if you're in a nip and tuck game and it's a 1- and 2-point difference, that front end of the 1-and-1 means everything. And the young man converts both of them.
Rodrigo, a junior, and one of the better foul shooters on the team at 57%.
Now out on the floor is Wilfried Bloomfield.
And
wow,
a three-pointer put up and in by White. That's his first bucket since the first quarter. Has 8 now.
Wow.
And
that
Caldwell.
foul's going to go against number 10. That's an easy one to call, and that'll be 5 on Chris. No, that'll be 4. That's his 4. Let's see.
I thought it was number 5. At least by my count. Okay, they call it 4th.
Well, it's a 4th because one that I gave to to Brown earlier actually belonged to another player. Could have had one there, but he doesn't get it. Looks like that was Davion Crowder who put it up and in.
Okay, so he has 11. Wilfred Broomfield could be in there, like you said, and Saldana with it. Saldana with a rebound. Down to Bloomfield.
Bloomfield loses
Get knocked
his
down.
feet.
So also coming in is number 0, Hanson Clark. Bloomfield probably going to stay in for as long as he can, as Washington or Christopher Williams out of the ball game.
And Bloomfield, one of
Also,
those guys
Kayvon
that's on
Fair.
the junior varsity, just enjoying his time out on the floor. As you might expect when we get into league play, may not see this much time in the whole league season unless it's a game just like this where they're winning by 30 points or so.
Bloomfield gets the rebound, gets it off to Clark. Down low to Bloomfield, who's triple teamed, had the ball taken out of his hands. And it'll remain Leuzinger ball with 5:43 left in the fourth quarter. Clark, his three-pointer off the mark, gets it back underneath to Caldwell. Volleyballs it, won't go down. Bloomfield with it, and that's a jump ball. That'll go to the Cougars.
And actually, I thought Bloomfield was fouled on the play, quite frankly, but jump ball is called, so.
Caldwell out of the ball game, Crowder back in.
Now, the one guy that looks like a football player we haven't seen on the football field.
Bloomfield?
Exactly.
He looks like
At
he
least
should be
not
a
on
left
the
tackle.
varsity. Maybe he played lower level for
And
Leuzinger.
listed at 6'5". With 5:05 left to go in the ball game. Brown trying to go over Bloomfield, but the rebound is put up and in by Christian Brown. And Christian now with 20 points. They break the 40-point barrier, 65-41. With 4:45 left to go in the ball game. Ball is thrown away by Clark, stolen by the Cougars. Clark goes head over tea kettle. Three-point shot is missed. Jacobo comes up with the rebound. That shot missed everything, and Bloomfield gets the rebound. Swats away the two little guys like they're gnats.
Yeah.
And now we have.
Referee caught, well, the official caught that one. Bloomfield with the push off. That one was the easy one for the official to call.
First personal, 7th team foul, so the Cougars are in the bonus.
But you don't shoot on a team control foul.
Okay.
That team control, so no foul for the opponent, no foul shots for the opponent.
4:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. Ball is bad pass, but it kicks right back to Brown. Now to White. And the ball is tipped and stolen by Williams. Picked up by Washington, and then he's fouled. And Damani Washington will get 2 shots at the line after being fouled by Dennis Gibbons. Just his first?
Yeah, I looked at the same thing myself. Oh boy, yeah.
Washington rolls it in with 10 points. So we'll get another one. Gets the second, 67-41. And for Washington, he now has 11. So White comes out of the ball game and has the ball. The ball is stolen by Terrell Williams. And now Christian Brown is fouled by Terrell Williams after being frustrated by missing that easy bunny.
His first foul. But because it was a defensive foul, that will result in free throws.
And you can tell that Terrell Williams and Christian Brown are good buddies because they were talking loud to each other, but they were both smiling at the same time, too. No trash talking, just saying, you know, I should have had that shot.
Saying nothing.
So Terrell Williams out of the ball game. And Anthony Hamilton back in. Anthony is a 6'2" junior. He's built like a football player also.
Front end of the 1+. Drops for him.
Good looking kid. Kristen Brown, a 6'1" senior, with 22 points on the night. But I'm sure he'd trade that for a W. Saldana for long 2. They call it a 3. Rebound is often taken by Gibbons. Outlet pass to Carlos Jacobo with the left hand.
So Jacobo gets on the board. That's his first basket of the game by my count.
Good for him. Jacobo looking for his second bucket.
Oh! Brown.
Kristen Brown with 24 points.
Brown says, if you don't want it, I'll take it.
Hamilton with the easy bunny. His first bucket.
69-47 on score, as you can see. 3:19 left
Shot
in
is
the
blocked by
contest.
Derek Banks. Shot is blocked. Here comes Ridley. 13 points for Tyler, the sophomore. Coming down to 3 minutes left in the ball game. Brown gets it to Kristen Brown. Gibbons for 3. Wide open. With 13 points, 2 3-pointers here, Rufus. And
well, the floors, here's what happened. The floors opened up a whole lot because Leuzinger is backed off of the pressure defense.
Right.
Lawndale, Hawthorne still applying. Of course, they're still wanting to make a game out of it. And you got a backcourt violation that's going to be called against Leuzinger.
Yeah, Tyler Ridley hadn't made that last step across the line.
2 minutes, 51 seconds, 21-point deficit for Hawthorne. Too high mountain to climb with too little time to do it.
Rodrigo Saldana takes a seat. Well, he's had a good game tonight. And the ball is loose. Kristen Brown picks it up. Brown going downtown. It's out of bounds. Coming back in is Christopher Williams, one of the starters. And he comes in for Anthony Hamilton. It's the final 2 minutes and 31 seconds. The Leuzinger squad, the chair squad. Hawthorne's is making the most noise. As also back in is Damani Washington. There he goes. Too hard off the glass. Rebound is taken by Brown. Devin Brown. Kayvon Fair almost tipped it out of bounds, but was kept in by Kristen Brown. A three-pointer by Gibbons. 16 points for him.
And this is the closest at 18 that Hawthorne's been in a long time. You got to give them credit. They never quit fighting.
Bad pass. Gibbons steals it. Gets it back to Devin Brown with the little bunny. Now he has 4.
And this isn't the second string that they're doing this against, although they've lost some of their defensive intensity. I mean, these are first-string players.
Arturo Jones calls timeout. Wants to slow down the second wind of Hawthorne. Look like they're not tired at all.
No. So, I saw other media in the house pass by our broadcast position. Your good friend from the Daily Breeze.
Yeah, one of my best friends. Love that guy.
Yep. Comes in at the end.
I hope he gets a full stocking. 1:46 left to go in the ball game.
Well, say what you will, you got to give him credit. He'll get an interview.
That's right. he'll be the first one in line, I'll bet you.
Right. This was actually the first home game for Leuzinger, and the first chance for the fans to see the, at least at home, the new Arturo Jones edition. We'd be remiss though if we didn't talk about, or at least give mention to Coach Ali Pavaz and the great job that he did with this program when he was at the helm the 3 prior seasons.
Oh, absolutely. He did a terrific job under some difficult circumstances. As Christian Brown doing the same thing. He's got 26 points off of the steal.
Well, what he had was, for Coach Provaz, it was the equivalent of coming in to replace a Dean Smith or a Mike Krzyzewski or a Bobby Knight. It started out as a no-win proposition for him, but he stayed the course, stayed the task, built his program around his style of play. They were competitive every season, playoff team, and so, hey, you can say nothing but great things about the guy, and obviously very, very generous with his time with CityTV Sports as well.
Oh, absolutely. And his family was involved as well, and a very smart dresser. So that free throw made by Kayvon Fair, Rufus, or excuse me, Davion Crowder, that broke a 12-0 run by the Cougars. So another foul on the Olympians. And Hawthorne calls the timeout. So
with a minute 31 left, want to stretch this out as far as they can. You get 5 timeouts, may as well use them all, I guess, is the thinking here, even if it is cold in the gym tonight.
Well, yeah, you know, if you had a side of beef in here or some prime rib for Christmas, you could have hung it out and cured it in here tonight.
Yep.
Or a ham or two.
But what we've got a moment, I mean, just to talk about Coach Gray's program. I mean, I like what I've seen for him, but obviously you feel for both his players, their fans, and even him. When you've only got 7 guys playing at the varsity level, and when they go into league play in the Ocean League, as competitive as it is, that's going to be a real tall order for them. You got to hope that somewhere on campus there are a couple of other kids with some skills and some desire and interest in playing the game, okay?
Right.
Because they're going to need it. Otherwise, it's just going to be a long, long season for them when you're only 7 deep. I mean, you've got foul trouble, you got energy, you know, you don't have the best size going, but what they do have, I say it all that, and I know that's too negative, boy, they've got a lot of heart, and they're being well coached this year, and they've given a good account of themselves in tonight's contest.
That's right. And there's one kid, he hasn't lit up the scoreboard, but he's really made himself known on the court tonight, and that's Carlos Jacobo. Makes his first free throw, so we'll get a second shot at it.
Jacobo's one of those type of players. He just does whatever the team needs me to do. And right there, he hits 2 free throws as he converts the 1-and-1.
Ridley with it. Now to Washington, or excuse me, Williams. Williams loses it and gets it back. And did he step out of bounds?
Yeah.
Yep. So 2 turnovers within 5 seconds for Christopher Williams. And Carlos Jacobo will inbound it again right in front of Jello Gray.
And here's the thing, Leuzinger, always active, arms always moving, always making a play on the ball.
Ball stolen away as the Cougars were active that time. And the foul is going to go on Ridley.
Foul to go on Ridley, but you got to give Brown a lot of credit. Brown drew that foul, if you will, on him. That was just a kid who knows how to play the game of basketball, and he set Ridley up real pretty that time.
Well, if we got a replay on that, that would be terrific. Christian Brown to the line and rims that one out, trying to get 27 points tonight. As we have our player of the game and tip of the hat. We got both of our guys out here, so Christian does get
sounds like
27.
You're campaigning to share the love a little bit.
That's
and
it.
Jacobo puts up another basket. So Carlos Jacobo with 6 points here in the 4th quarter. Under a minute left in the contest. Leuzinger lead down to 10 at this point.
It's the tale of 12-0 runs. Leuzinger with 2 of them.
That foul goes against number 4.
Devin Brown. Or is it 4
Derek Banks. Yeah, he
3?
called that on number 4, Banks.
His second. It's double bonus time. Ridley misses the first. And a timeout called. Full timeout called by David Jello Gray with 50 seconds left to go.
See, he's Jello, so he's used to this type of cold environment because he spends most of his life in a refrigerator, if you will.
It is jiggling, but it's not inside of Hawthorne's refrigerator.
Oh, my goodness.
And the deviled eggs for the buffet they're getting cool. The plum pudding.
Well, man, I can tell you that pizza buffet, when I went out there at halftime, it was all gone, brother. Around these guys, if you want to be in the buffet line, you better get in it early. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't even go anywhere near there. Last time I went in there, I lost half a finger.
4 whole pizzas.
4 whole pizzas. I can look at some of the guys around on our crew and tell you what happened. I hear one of them laughing right now.
Ridley for the second shot, missed the first one of the double bonus.
Line drive won't go down. A rebound, though, is picked up by Gibbons and is stolen back by Washington off of his foot. Double teamed, and it's going to be a jump ball. So the light is out. Let's see if anybody's home. That should be Leuzinger. Everybody's pointing every which way.
Right.
Everybody's pointing east and west.
Well, we figured the system out. Lights out means it's Leuzinger's
It's going
ball,
to the right.
Light on.
Going to our right. So, yeah, see, the light's back on.
Right.
So it's going to the east. Gibbons with his second personal. 36.2 points. Washington rattles at home. Zamani now with 12 points. And make that 13. He's 4 out of 4 from the line here in the fourth quarter and 5 out of 6 overall. 30 seconds left to go in this one. Washington trying to steal the ball away, and there's some hand holding by Brown on Washington. All right. So that should be a foul on.
Yeah, that foul's going to go on Brown, and that's his 4th. And that'll send Washington back to the line, Damani Washington. And no, to answer your question, fans, to my knowledge, we're not related, but I will go check Ancestry.com and find out. Let you know the next time we visit with you.
Okay. Well, he's shooting free throws like he's from your side of the family.
So far.
He's only missed 1. Shouldn't have said that. That's the broadcaster jinx. Oh, no, it's not. He's got nice form. 15 points for Damani Washington with 25.7 seconds left to go. So 6 out of 6 here in the quarter and 7 out of 8 overall from the line. Rebound taken away by Banks. Over to Gibbons, off the mark for 3. Williams has it, trying to get it out of Cougar territory, and does barely. Crowder has it. 1 second, and that's going to do it. 76-62 is the final score. And I tell you what, Rufus, the Olympians didn't look like a 3-5 team, and neither did the Cougars look like a 5-1 team.
No, they did not.
But again, it was all in the numbers. 76-62, the biggest quarter of the night for the Cougars tonight.
As they put up 20, by my count, 29 in that quarter.
Yep. And 15 for the Leuzinger Olympians, as everybody's going to get together and congratulate each other on surviving this one.
Right, and that's what it was indeed. A game of survival, but really and truly a game in which Leuzinger dominated from wire to wire, let up a little bit, took their foot off the gas pedal in the fourth quarter there, because they definitely went away from all of that pressure defense that they had played. But by then, the game was well in hand. So it looks like Sebastian's over with Coach Arturo Jones. Let's go over to Sebastian.
Thanks a lot, guys. Here with Coach Jones on his first win in the Leuzinger Gymnasium. Coach, if I know anything about you, you're pretty upset right now, but I know you're still happy to get the win.
Still happy to get the win. Like we talked about before, the kids, they still learning how to finish the game off, 32 minutes. As you can see in that fourth quarter, I think we got outscored probably about 14 points. They just kind of fell asleep a little bit and gave up the fourth quarter and ended up winning by, I think, 14 or so. But, yeah, just something we learning from.
I know two guys you've been talking about a lot, Kayvon Fair and Davion Crowder. Both of those guys showed up and played well tonight, and those being the two seniors, and I know you talk about how much you need them down the stretch and how much they need to mature.
Yes, they're still learning how to lead a team, as you can see in that fourth quarter. Just need somebody to step up. We started the third quarter real bad also. That's been a problem the last couple games. But like I said, just learning. Those two guys, they're still learning also. Learning a new whole system. I put high demands on them, but they're getting it. But we still have a lot of room to improve.
As you guys go forward, going forward into league play, what do you think you can get from this team, and what do you think they'll be able to do as they go along and get better?
We have one more tournament, so I'm looking that we can string together some wins, get on a little win streak, finish games the right way. And that's where I'm looking to go on a win streak more than anything. We lost our last game to Brentwood. I was hoping that'll be like our second win, and then going in here our third win and going towards tournament on Saturday. But I'm just looking to get some wins together, get some confidence going into league.
Coach, congrats on the win tonight. And good luck in the second half.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian. And for Leuzinger, they now improve to 5-4, and the Hawthorne Cougars fall to 5-2. And leading the way for the Hawthorne Cougars, it was Kristen Brown with 27 points, 16 points for Dennis Gibbons, and 8 points for Larius White, and 6 points for Carlos Jacobo, and Devin Brown with 4 points. Now, does Cynthia have an interview? Let's go over to Cynthia.
Okay, Christian, can you tell us a little bit about this loss? I know it's a very hard loss for you against the Leuzinger tonight, but how do you feel? What happened? What occurred for this loss tonight?
Our team had a little attitude. We weren't crashing the boards hard enough. We was having a bunch of turnovers, but I mean, we had a bunch of missed layups and missed shots too, so that all kind of add up to it.
What do you think that next practice consists of? What do you think we need to reinforce, get together the group so we could make these challenges not occur next game?
We need to have our little box out drills. We need to do more layup drills. Like we need to do more defense, work up on our press break. Like we got to work on a whole bunch of stuff. And like our big setback was when we lost all of our seniors. Like it was hard because that was our whole varsity team. But I mean, we're just kind of pulling through now. Like we're gonna be all right.
You as a senior this year for Hawthorne Cougars, how do you feel the pressure level is for your position right now as one of the leaders here for the team?
I mean, it is a lot. Like I have a lot to deal with like the principals and all them. Like they depend on me a whole bunch, and I just got to work through it.
You're a strong, solid player. It's very impressive to see you in the court. I think you should use that as an advantage to get the team together and Coach Gray and use these advantages for the next upcoming game. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Cynthia. And Christian Brown thought it was pretty eloquent there with Cynthia and some well thought out answers, and you can tell that there's a lot of passion there for the Hawthorne Cougars and Christian Brown.
Is she an alum? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking
So I'm
seriously.
talking about Christian.
Oh,
Christian having a lot of passion
okay.
for the Cougars.
Oh, you're talking about Christian, Cynthia. Let's go over to Coach Gray. Now Cynthia has another interview.
Okay, well, let's go.
Coach Gray, can you tell us a little bit about this game tonight? I know it was a terrible loss against the Leuzinger school, but you guys pulled off an excellent game. We had leaders like Christian Brown and Carlos. Can you tell us a little bit about what specific advantages or what tactics did you use to make this game an impressive game?
Well, the ideal was to try to slow the game down because I don't have a lot of bodies. But when we got down so far, I just decided we need to press. So we just turned the press on a little bit and created a couple of turnovers, got us back in the game. A few shots hit by Darius kind of brought us back a little bit, but we just didn't have enough time and enough energy.
I think the team is a solid team. There's a lot of talent in the court. I believe that using your leaders like Christian Brown, like I mentioned before, and Carlos, I think the next game will be a better game. What do you feel that you need to do for the next practice or for the next game that you will make it happen for the team?
Get in shape. We got to just get our conditioning a little bit better. And if I can just, God, for Christmas, give me 2 or 3 more varsity bodies, I think we have a little more better chance to compete. But I'm going to always just keep these guys to compete. That's just the main thing, is to keep them to compete.
I know Christian right now feels the pressure because he's one of the senior guys in your team, and he feels that pressure right now. How do you feel your leadership is giving him the support he needs? Do you feel he needs some other type of support? What can we do to make this team become more of a united team?
He just have to believe into his team. He don't kind of trust them all the way yet. Once he can trust them and know that they're going to get his back, they'll be okay. Trust. It's a trust factor. He got to trust the younger guys.
Exactly, and that will be you leading that trust. I want to just congratulate you on this excellent game. Even though it was a terrible loss, you guys did do really excellent. Very impressed. Good night. Thanks.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Cynthia. And Jello Gray, very gracious with his time there. And we kind of guessed what was going to be on his Christmas list. And, by wearing this jacket, that I have an in with the big guy up at the North Pole.
That's pretty obvious, I got to tell you.
All right. Did you say, Tom, that we have another interview? Okay, well, let's go to Sebastian.
Rufus and Lou with one of the leaders for the Olympians right now, Kevon Fair. Kevon, first of all, great game, man. How do you feel about coming into the season and having that first game against Hawthorne and one of your rivals like you did?
It feels good. It feels good. We came in strong. At the end, we got a little too comfortable, started getting turnovers. But overall, it's a good game, overall.
And I know you're coming in as a senior, one of the returners. What is a goal that you have for this season for you and your teammates?
Play hard. That's it. Play hard every single game, defensive-wise, offensive-wise. Win off defense, first and foremost. And just play hard every single game and go for a W. That's it.
And one of the things, like I talked to Jones about, you guys got another tournament, then you got league play coming up. And, he talked about you guys going on a winning streak. Is that something you and your teammates have been talking about as well?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we talked about it. But we don't know what it's going to look like. But all we got to do is put our heart out on the court every single game and go out strong and see how the game ends out. That's it.
Good luck to you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Sebastian. And Kevon Fair, he's got to be in the running for player of the game or tip of the hat with 15 points. And most of those in the first quarter and the third quarter didn't score any. Actually, the starters really didn't play a whole lot in the fourth quarter. But truer words were never spoken. Everybody wants to play well and go on a winning streak.
Absolutely. Okay. And this is a good win for them in terms of setting up their tournament run that we mentioned up at Oaks Christian. And for Hawthorne, again, they showed themselves that they can compete. The problem, and Coach Gray put it in its purest perspective, and that is they need more players. Again, it can't be overstated enough, and hopefully that'll come to pass. But for the 7 that he has, all right, let's say this: we can't worry about the guys who aren't here. But for the 7 guys that he has out there, boy, they are all hard, and they play tough, and they play hard, and they never quit. See, they didn't have the luxury of having a bench come in and get a rest. I mean, they played the whole 32 minutes against this Leuzinger team, and good things are ahead for them. I like what I see. I'm just concerned about their depth.
That's right. Well, let's go over the scoring for the Leuzinger Olympians. 13 points for Terrell Williams, 12 points for Davion Crowder, 2 for Christopher Williams, 15 for Kayvon Fair, 13 for Tyler Ridley, 2 points for Anthony Hamilton, 15 points for Damani Washington, and Rodrigo Saldana with 4 points, I should say, and Jordan Caldwell with 2 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Olympians in double figures, and all of them were the starters. So that's exactly where you want your starters to be.
That's where you want them to be, and not only that's the offensive side, and again, defensively, they created a number of turnovers. They played defense from in-line to in-line, double-teamed the ball, brought pressure the whole game. Again, as I said, it was what Coach Jones said that we would see, and told me, he said, you know what to expect from my team because you've seen it so many times before, and he's exactly right. They played just like a team where he was the assistant with Coach Reggie Morris. Obviously had a lot to do with game planning and game execution, and he's bringing the same style of ball back. And I think the Leuzinger fans are going to find themselves in for a treat as the season goes along.
Absolutely right, Rufus, and the Leuzinger Olympians only gave up 8 points to the Hawthorne Cougars in that pivotal third quarter. Well, it's time for the player of the game and the tip of the hat, and we'll get to that right after this.
Hi, I'm Donnell Beverly from the University of Connecticut, home of the 2011 National Championship UConn Huskies basketball team, and your Leuzinger Olympians.
Beverly around the back, follow-away jumper, good, beautiful shot.
It wasn't too long ago that I was playing basketball right here.
I just want to thank him for having me here. I'm honored to play here.
And the Huskies are the top dog in 2011.
Winning the NCAA championship has always been a goal of mine, but so is getting a great education that will last me a lifetime. You can achieve your goals too. All you have to do is work hard and dream hard, and you can do anything you put your mind to.
(76-62) our final score. Cougars lose to the Olympians, and now it's time for what everybody loves. The player of the game and the tip of the hat. The player of the game from Leuzinger with 15 points and just wreaking havoc underneath the board, Damani Washington, the junior.
All right, and the tip of the hat on the Hawthorne side, Mr. All Everything for them tonight, number 10, Christian Brown. I know he had 27 points, and boy, he was a difference maker, full of energy, and a guy that they had to have. I'm going to take this off for a second since this isn't one of my normals, but you should see it, so bear with us.
Here. You can still talk now.
All right. Little wee français there. Okay. All right. So, Christian Brown,
the bathroom's over there.
You are the tip of the hat award winner for the night. Congratulations.
All right. Well, that's going to do it here from Lou House, where the Leuzinger Olympians are victorious in the crosstown rivalry. Our last game before Christmas and New Year's. So from our family here at CityTV Sports to yours, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you and yours as well.
All right, absolutely.
Our final score once again from Lou House on the campus of Leuzinger High School inside of Olympian Gym. The Olympians 76-62 over the Hawthorne Cougars. Until next year, so long.